Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to PA's Perpetual Testing. Today we're looking at Fast Map by Psyoks. Let's take stock of what we got here. We've got a cube behind a wall activated by a laser. But, okay, no, so the laser is actually able to be gotten to fairly quickly. We have a perpetual, or not a perpetual, we have a faith plate which will fling us over here. We have some bounce gel that is available for my use. I think I'm going to sprinkle some of that over here just so I can get up a little bit easier. Should be alright. Alright, we got a giant hole, which I assume I'm going to use to fling somewhere. Ah, here we go. Okay, so when you're looking at test chambers that have lots of elements like bounce gel and things of that sort, you always gotta sort of keep in mind, can I use this repulsion gel to my benefit? The answer in this case is yes. It just reflects me over here and flings me up here. So, oh wow, for a place called Fast Map, there are a lot of rooms in this test chamber. Anyway, it appears that the easiest way to get this cube out of here is simply going to be to deactivate it, and then, or deactivate the emancipation grid with it, and then come back and grab it afterwards. So now I have a single cube that's able to, oh. Here we go, and that button activates that panel. This is very clean, you gotta admit. It's just, a lot of these sorts of tests you'll find elements that aren't completely, that are slightly out of the way, or that aren't completely telegraphed, or things of that sort. But, I gotta say, most of the tests in this chamber don't feel that way. Instead, a lot of them seem to be something to the effect of... Alright, now what did that deactivate? Okay, that deactivated a couple of panels here, which do technically allow me to come back here. So now my blue panel is the one I'll need to... There we go. Okay, now I can go grab this cube. Or since my blue portal is the one with the laser in it, that's the one I'll use to activate it. Now, there was a place that I needed 2 cubes earlier, so I'll go back and find that in just a minute, but first... Oh, I'm going to need the laser cube here to be able to activate that, because I'll place a portal here and then I'll fire it there. Okay, I think I get it. Anyway, let's leave this cube here for now, since I can't do too much with it, as is, and then we'll just check... Seriously, wasn't there a place that I needed 2 Oh, it was the 2 buttons from earlier. The 2 that I already handled by standing on one of them. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to bring my regular cube back across to this area, and then I just take the laser cube with me to put it where I need it to go to redirect the laser to get to the exit, and that was a weird bit of visual lag. Oh. Alright, sure. Why not? Now, if I take this and use it to get to the exit here, which portal do I need to use? I need to use my blue portal to activate the laser. So if I fire that here... I am not a clever man. So let's go reactivate that laser, shall we? It was not my blue portal I needed to use to activate the laser. It was definitely my orange one, but that's alright. I'll fix that by actually having it be the blue portal this time. There we go. So, back over here. Place my portal there. And place my laser redirection cube there. So it was pretty fast, but... You know what? I actually like this test chamber quite a bit. It did kind of... seem like the, what am I trying to say, the string of objectives sort of thing, but it almost worked for this test chamber, because there were objectives, but they had you reusing the same elements, and they had you thinking about what you need to bring. It was not particularly complicated. I mean, that's rather a disadvantage to having something that's simple enough, but it is definitely good. I'm trying to figure out what exactly was so good. First off, there was no deadly trap that I had to go past. Okay, so immediate points to him for not using any deadly traps. Additionally, his entire map was well lit, and all of the things that were activated were well telegraphed by the things that activated them, which is immensely helpful. Like, when I walked into that room with the cube and the button, and the emancipation grid, he could have just had it sitting there and had me assume that the cube would deactivate the emancipation grid at the door and allow me to get out with it. But, excuse me, yawning. But the cube itself was actually, or the cube button was telegraphed with those small little blue dot lines that this would deactivate the emancipation grid. Likewise, when there were the two buttons later, those were telegraphed to show that they would deactivate the emancipation grid, and if I'd been paying attention, I would have seen that the button was actually showing that it would activate that wall as well, though I wasn't really expecting a wall to flip. So, it's really just lots of really solid map design. Like, really, it's not terribly difficult puzzles, but the map design itself is the good part. In any case, I think I've gone on a bit too long about this map after the fact, but at the same time, I also don't know that I have time for another map today, so greatest apologies, folks. It's going to be a bit of a short episode today, but no worries. As always, I will see you tomorrow for another episode of PA's Perpetual Testing. Bye.